Who
Yeah.
started all of this?
Who started all of it?
Yeah, the podcast.
Maxon. It was
Heck
me and
yeah.
Maxon kind of got the idea.
No, hold up. I came up with the name
Oh,
Tico Time when we were
okay. Peter was
at
there
Tico
too.
lunch.
Time is so good.
My,
That seems like it would be like something like you could find on Spotify and like watch and like something good, you
You
know?
can.
This is on
that's the goal,
Spotify, huh?
bro.
That's what it is.
Wow.
There we go. Wow. Dude, I want a Christmas tree.
When I was a kid, I like dragged a whole Christmas tree into my room and I had like the whole thing in here. And it like took up the whole room. I thought it was so cool.
What?
No, like it was huge.
Did your parents get pissed at you?
No, but there were needles everywhere. Like
Uh,
fake needles everywhere.
messy. All right. Should we start it off?
Yes.
Is Sam even ready?
Sam's not ready, which is why. Wagwan Delilahs. Welcome back to the podcast. It's been a while since we had that introduction, isn't it? We did Wagwan Delilahs for the first like 2 episodes, and then it never happened again.
No, I know. What happened to that?
Maxon just refused. I thought I'd bring it back because it's just the OG.
Yeah.
What episode?
No,
Is this the 9th episode, guys?
It is the 9th episode.
Jeez.
It doesn't feel like it.
It's a fun time just interviewing people, getting
is.
here, there. Yeah,
I remember like the first episode was like just me, you, and Maxon like talking about port, and it was honestly kind of lame.
Yeah, and now we get to have great people on the pod, such as Jedediah. Jedediah, welcome back to the podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me, dude. I appreciate it.
Of course. We're really excited to hear all your good stories.
Oh, yeah.
You're a great storyteller.
Thank you, dude.
I think that's like the key takeaway from, getting to know you. The first like few weeks was like, wow, this guy can really tell a story and get people captivated.
They were all lies, bro. They were all lies.
Sometimes I would wonder. I'd be like, there's no way. There's no way.
Honestly,
I wasn't
some of the
lying,
stories
dude.
you told, like, there's no way. There's no way
Dude,
that's true.
I'll remember them to the point still. You have to bring them
That's
up
awesome.
and I'll remember them
Wait,
all.
I have an idea. We should have a segment for this episode called True or False, where we remind Jed of a story and ask him how true it was. Number 1 being, is it true that you once crashed your Subaru Forester while listening to Fortunate Son by
Freebird.
Yeah,
oh,
no,
Freebird,
it's Freebird.
Freebird by listening.
Dude,
is
that one
is that a
sounded
true
like
story?
it was straight from a movie or something.
Dude, it was me and my buddy JP and his younger brother, but when his younger brother was a little kid, he was in the back of my car, and we were driving down what's called Edgewood Hill, and it's this big hill where I'm from, and like it's like really windy, it's like really dangerous, and we're driving down, and I'm like going over these turns. I'm going slow because it is like winter, it's icy and stuff, and I don't know if I hit ice or what, but I started sliding out, and we hit the guardrail, and if you went through the guardrail, you'd fall like down a huge hill. Like it was scary, and we hit it, and my car's just spinning on the road, and we finally come to a stop. And I turn around and like I look at this guy in the back of my car, this little kid, and he's just like, that was crazy. And I'm like, it was fun. He was like, that was fun. And then we just went to church. And then still to this day, his parents don't know that he was in a crash. Their little baby was in a crash.
And was it true that you had Freebird blasting at the same time? Because I feel like that adds like a cinematic effect.
And then like a couple months later, me and JP, we were getting on a plane. And he passed me one of his AirPods on the plane right before takeoff, and it was Freebird. And I was like, turn that crap off, dude. Turn that off.
No, you can't put on anything moving.
I don't listen to that song anymore. I'm dead serious.
We should do a true or false on whether or not somebody's name was a person who attended Port, and Jed has to say yes or no.
Yes.
And he probably wouldn't know.
Was there someone called Dawson who attended Port?
That's a fake name, dude. That's not even real.
Yeah, correct. All right. I think we'll kick it off with some questions from the audience. And our first one comes from Kira. And she wants, that's actually hilarious. She wants to know, how many Port people's names do you think you remember?
Oh,
Jed, just name like 10 for us.
Okay, from first or second semester?
Just whatever comes to your mind.
Either semester, 10 people.
Okay, I'll do Connie, EJ, Eli, Daniel, Peter, Luke, Sam.
Nah, you're cheating.
That's cheating.
That's cheating.
Janelle, Lily, Samuel Hendricks. I'll do Cade, Elizabeth, both Elizabeths. I could do more.
Is that 10? Did you get to 10?
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
You're in the clear.
Yeah.
It's better than we thought.
I think that's a hard thing to do when someone's like list something just on the spot. It's not easy.
Do you remember the first week? You remember like we do that name game with everyone in the Salita? Like you start and like the first person to say their name and then the second person their name and the next one. And you were like near the end and you got to like a second semester's name. So like someone that we've been out with Port with for like 4 months. And you just like forgot her name. I think it was Annika. You just forgot her name. And you just like sat there for like 30 seconds. You're like, I know your name. And you couldn't get it out.
Dude, I was always forgetting Annika. Like, that's the thing. I know Annika. Like, freaking love Annika. Like, she was in all of my groups. She was like she was in like every single like group that I had been in at Port. Like, I was always forgetting her name. I don't know why.
Am I the only one who heard Peter's British accent there for a second?
My British accent. Oh, yeah, we might have that in recording now. Shoot.
I'm gonna
you better not sell that.
Listen to this episode, and I'm gonna make sure. But I'm like almost positive that I heard you just go British for like a sentence.
That's crazy. I didn't even notice that. I guess Jed brings it out in me.
Yeah.
All right. Next question from the audience is from EJ, and EJ says, "If you could be any fish, what fish would you be?" That's kind of a weird question. I feel like it's very Jed though.
If I was gonna be any fish, I'd probably want to be like something that goes really fast. You know, something that's fast and cool. So.
Like a
dude,
pike
like a marlin, dude.
A marlin.
Cool. A marlin. Those are, but the people catch them all the time, though. You know, like people go to catch them.
True.
So I don't know if I would want to be a marlin because like I'd probably just be killed. But those are pretty
like an apex predator, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That does strike me as a Jed thing, you know.
That or like one of those crazy like fast sharks, like one of those like a mako. Dude, those things are crazy.
That's a pretty sick choice.
Yeah.
Okay. We do have another question here. Sam is supposed to be doing this, but Sam is nowhere to be seen right now. So
it's okay.
I guess we'll just jump to this next question. Michaela wants to know, how would you rate your Port Plague experience on a scale of salmonella mangoes to dengue fever?
Dengue fever. Dude, that sounds like, I hate that name. Reminds me of like dingleberries or something like that, you know?
Is that one you got right?
Like, what is it? Dingleberry fever or something.
Is that the one you got right at the end? Is that the one you got right at the end?
Mm-hmm. That was the worst one because that was the absolute worst one. I had, so the first thing I got was salmonella, and that was, I think Cade should have gotten it, but I think it was only me and Meadow, I think, who actually got sick. Was there another, there might have been another person, but it was because I had a mango and I was cutting it up on a cutting board that had been used for chicken. Dude, it was supposed to be clean. Like at my house, we have like the same cutting board that we use for everything. We just clean it, you know? Mm-hmm. And I just assumed that it's going to be clean. And I used it and shared it with some people. And yeah, that was bad. I was barfing everywhere. It was horrible. And then got what's that one? I got pneumonia twice.
You had it twice?
I had it first semester horribly. And then second semester, I got that a little bit. So when I came home after second semester, at the very end of second semester, I was really sick, right? And I came home and turns out I had the dengue fever and a little bit of pneumonia at the same time. Like, it was horrible.
Did you also get pink eye? Because pink eye went around.
Pink eye did go around.
I don't think I had pink eye, but I brought pink eye drops, so everybody was using my drops that I brought.
That's clutch.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It was good.
Can we talk about how Maxon got stuck in the bathroom and Jed had to break him out? Do you remember that?
Yeah, dude, with the hammer.
All right.
Dude, that was crazy. I forgot about that.
I was this close to being able to unscrew the doorknob. And then
That's not true, bro.
There's two sides to this story, quite literally, because I was on one side and he was on the other side. And his side was different point of view than mine, let's just say.
Dude, I remember just walking out of my room in the dorms and like looking across to like the Kiosco bathrooms, and Jed just there with a hammer like smacking the doorknob off.
Dude, I busted that thing up, bro. That thing was crazy.
I just remember
there was a video in the chat too, wasn't there, about it?
I kept it in my room. I put it on the shelf.
No, but like, you put a video in the chat, and like Jessica and like Sarah saw it, and like, I don't know, I can't remember what their reaction was, but
yeah, I think people saw it and they were like, "What the heck?" Like,
I don't think there was
somebody sent a text out. Somebody was like,
"Someone
guys,
was like,
this is not okay."
The doorknob on the bathroom.
Yeah, they were like, "Guys, like, who did this? People keep breaking things. This is not okay." And then I just went over to John or something. I was like, "Yeah, somebody got stuck and like it was really late. Took us like over an hour to get him out. We broke it.
Over an hour.
Hey, I didn't get in trouble, bro.
Crazy. That's a hot take right there.
It was. Time flies when you're having fun, you know?
That was like 2 minutes.
I was stuck in there for probably like 20.
Okay.
Like there was some time spent.
That's cause for concern.
Yeah, there was
20
some.
minutes in a Costa Rican bathroom.
I mean, he
Who
was
knows
also gassed out of there. He took a huge dump right before.
I think the worst part was that like someone was like, it was either Daniel or Kai. They were like messing with me like while I was in there. It was definitely Daniel. He's pointing at himself right now. And like I think they're the ones that broke it in the first place because they were like messing with the door handle so much, and there was like nothing I could do. And then like it broke, and like all of a sudden I couldn't get out. So
that's awesome. Gotta love Costa Rican bathrooms.
Remember when we were playing volleyball that one time, and like the school, like the other school from like Germany or whatever came down?
Yeah, from
Sweden.
Sweden.
And like something happened on the
the field. No.
We have to talk about that. Thank you for bringing that up.
Maxon's gonna kill you. It's over.
Maxon is taking this off the pod.
He was pissed. He was pissed about that. John was like making fun of him even.
Dude, John and I were ripping on him for like 20 minutes after that.
I don't remember.
The worst.
I don't really remember what happened.
Hearing John rip on Maxon was the funniest thing too, because he does it in like the most sarcastic way.
For reference, guys, y'all remember when the girl from came and visited?
Yes.
And there's a big volleyball game going on, and it was like, you know, everyone's getting to know the port people, and it's like there's a little bit of sizing up going on, so it's, you know, it's not like a super chill atmosphere. I feel like, you know, it's a little bit competitive, and people are like, all right, it's Bible school versus Bible school here. And then Maxon was like ready to like step up, you know, he was like ready to assert himself as like a big player in the volleyball game.
And I jumped, and then like something happened, bro.
He got a little extra lift off, is what happened.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the things that happened that day that Jed did.
Yeah.
I remember. We don't need to go into that too much.
April Fools.
We've already talked about April Fools like twice.
Jed, just know that everyone who's come out of this pod has had beef with you about April Fool's Day.
Dude, the April Fool's Day was coming to you guys. It was good. I was like Moses with the back of those toilets, bro. Turned it to blood.
That's crazy.
So funny.
Dude, I remember going to like flush my toilet. It's like red everywhere. It's like, what just happened?
Jed, why don't you tell us about your life before port, and how it led you to going there?
Okay, so before, oh wow, that was a long time ago. Just kidding. Before port, I kind of was the same. I wasn't like too different. I definitely changed a lot since port. I think since port, I've also kind of changed back though a little bit, not in like too negative of a way, just like how life goes. I don't know. I think I just like had more struggles and didn't know like how to like deal with them, or like maybe not even deal with them, more how to just like think about them, or like how to like think about like myself in a way, more like kind of how like sin now, like when I think about it, I used to think of like, oh, I've sinned, and like this is just like another thing on that's like I have to carry, that's like weight, or like kind of not forgiving myself, I guess, just in like everything, just like lies, and like I would just lie all the time, or like I don't know, you know, just normal sin. And I didn't really know how to like carry that and deal with it. So then after port, I think and talking to a bunch of guys, and honestly one of the things at port that helped me with all that was like our first week there. I don't know if I'm forgetting anybody, so I apologize if I am, but I think it was me, Daniel, Luke, and Cade, and we were all down at the fire pit, and we were just like, we kind of looked at each other like, you guys are gonna be here for 2 semesters? Everybody was like, yep. And we're like, this is about to be good. Like, this is gonna be the best like 8 months, dude. And then we started talking about just struggles and stuff, and I think we just like started blurting stuff out. Wow, like these guys, that was like where it all kind of started, was like these guys here now, like all of you guys, we're all very similar, and I think that's just like everybody, you know. I think that I changed from that, and I think I look at myself way more in a positive way, in an uplifting way since port, and before port I didn't as much. I think I was very encouraging before port, and still am, and it definitely went up since port.
No, that's definitely true.
Yeah, always
I
wanted
feel
to be
like the one thing I'd always think about when I think about you, you're like such a good encourager. Like, dude, like you just like randomly come up to me like throughout the day, just like give me a hug. And it's like, dude, yeah, it just like makes every day so much better. That's one thing I definitely really appreciated about you.
Thanks, dude.
Kind of like building on that a bit. Which staff member do you think had the most impact on you during our time at Port? Like, which staff member had the most like effect on the change?
I think both semesters were a little different because, like, especially like with the small groups, you know, I had it's kind of all blurred together both semesters. I think I had John the first semester, right?
Yeah.
And then Roberto the second. Yeah,
you did.
So
I remember.
I knew I had them, and I remember it all. I just didn't know the order. I was really close with John, and obviously like hanging out with his kids and everything, and his family, and Graciela and her family. I think John was very impactful for me. But then also Roberto. Roberto was really impactful, and I got to talk to him about Ian and his relationship with Ian, even to the point like he would ask me like things that I would do with my dad that I really liked because he was looking for more things to do with Ian, and that really hit me. Like, kind of I got to see how a parent, and it also like makes me think of my dad as like a parent doesn't know everything, and a parent is also like they don't know like how to do everything. You know what I mean? Like my dad, like I'm his first son, you know, and like Ian is Roberto's like son, you know, his only son, and it's like it was kind of cool. Me and Roberto kind of got to talk a lot about that, but also me and John got to talk a lot about that. So I think it was just different both semesters.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was super
cool. Yeah.
that Roberto would open up about his own struggles and stuff with me.
Yeah, that's cool.
Sweet, man. Yeah. And tell us about like one of the things that you got to do while we were in Costa Rica that few others did was you and Cade went on some side quests while you were there. So if I remember correctly, you went fishing with one of Grassy's siblings, right?
Yeah. So I'm horrible with names, as everyone knows. Actually, it was going to be like an 11-hour trip all the way there because we were just going to take buses all the way to Costa. And like we even left school a little early. We like skipped the last class just to go to Costa de Pajos. It's like some guy, I forget who it was. It was supposed to be 11 hours, but Elizabeth and her mom and her mom's friend, remember when they came to visit?
Yeah.
They all drove us. Like they wanted to go see Costa de Pajos, so we got to hitch a ride with all of them, which was freaking amazing, dude. Like
That's honestly
her mom and her friend are just like, because where are they from? They're from
Belgium.
Yeah, they're like from Belgium, but they have like a whole different sense of humor, which if you didn't know and you didn't know them, and like also if you didn't like already get that from Elizabeth, you would kind of think like, dang, they're kind of rude. Like, what the heck? Like, why would you say that? But it's not. It's totally just like their spunk and like how I don't even know, dude. It's just funny. And I think it was that was a good trip going up there with them because they also hadn't seen a lot of the stuff that we were looking at. They're just like taking pictures and talking to us about our lives and stuff. And then we finally get there, and the whole time we're driving up, I'm thinking we're going with Josaphat, her brother, Graci's brother. But we ended up we went with Ronald, her dad. And I was like, what the heck? Like, I didn't know we were going with the old man. Like, I didn't know we were going with him. This guy is built. He's crazy. He's like, dude, like, we get there like 3:00 and we go inside and the guys are just like, you're wearing shorts. And we're like, should we not? And they're like, put some pants on. So we're like, why? There's supposed to be jellyfish everywhere. So we need to wear like kind of long sleeves and pants so we're not getting stung like crazy. So we go just throw our pants on. We're not even wearing shoes. Like, we're rushing. He's like, grab some food. So we go into like his little store that he has, and we just start grabbing honey buns and stuff and grabbing all this food and bananas, and we pack it on to this boat. It's just this little tiny, like, it's like just a little skiff, you know, just this little tiny kind of boat, and it's just open, and so it's just when it rains, you just get all wet and stuff. And we're going, and there's a net it was almost a mile long net, just bundled up in the front, and he covered it with blankets and stuff, and that's what we actually slept on. We just slept on the blankets in the bottom of the boat, and it was dirty with cardboard. I think that's as close as I'll ever get to feeling homeless. Like, it was crazy. And we go out for it's like a half hour out to the fishing spot where we're going to start lowering the nets. And Cade goes first, and he starts hucking the nets out there, and it's heavy because there's literally like cement blocks on wires hooked onto this net that he's having to like net, and then there's a huge block he has to throw that, and then there's just more net, and there's another block, and it probably took an hour just to cast it out. Like it was crazy, but he was fine because he's an arm wrestler. His forearms are bigger than my head, so he's just hucking them out there, and he's like, so he was fine. Finally, we get it out there. It's already like, it's pitch black. It's dark. And then we throw it out there, and then we go to sleep for like 3 hours, and we're not even anchored. We're just tied off to the net. So like we're drifting with this net, so that we just go to sleep. And what was really cool is it was a blood moon that night. So the whole moon is just red, and it's huge.
Dude, that's sick.
And we're just out in the middle of the ocean, just in this little boat, and you can't really see. It's kind of creepy. It's eerie. And we're just like, we're sitting out there, and we go to sleep, and then we wake up, and it's a Ronald kind of kicking us up, and he's handed us like this glass, but it's not a glass. It's like a cut in half, like soda bottle with like, that's like dirty, full of like this milky liquid. He's like, drink. And we're just like, oh, okay. So we drink this thing, and we're hoping it, because before he was telling us about how he wants us to try his wine that he makes. And how he doesn't add any alcohol, so it's okay. But it's a wine that like, he doesn't add any alcohol, but like he's making it, right? But we're thinking it's that, and we're just like, we're not gonna drink this, but we drink it, and thankfully, it wasn't wine, but it was some like weird liquid.
Dude, you're getting close. You're getting close to pushing the port rules there.
Yeah, no, it
that's crazy.
Well, yeah, but it was fine, and we drank it, and then.
How does he know it's not wine?
Well, kids,
he probably just tasted it, like it just kind of tasted it or something.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. We got wasted on that boat. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, dude.
That would have been wild.
Yeah.
Comes out, gets back to John, and gotta have some conversations.
Yeah, it was all good. We wake up 3 hours later and pull the net in, and all we're getting is jellyfish. There's no fish. Finally, we got like 3 on that cast, and one of them, it was a baby hammerhead shark, and it's like probably as big as like my forearm. It's not big at all. And Ronald, this old guy, he picks it up, and he's looking at it, and he's like, "Hey, like Jed," and he hooks it overhand. It just hits me, and it hits me, and it hits the boat, and he hooks it at me. It's dead, and I pick it up, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, "Oh, that's cool," and I just throw it back off the boat. And then like 5 hours later, he's like, "Where's the fish?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Donde está tiburón?" And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, the shark. And I'm just like, "I don't know." And I threw it over. It turns out he was going to like eat it. And I felt really bad. But yeah, that was a crazy time going on that boat with Cade.
That sounds like a wild experience.
I have blood on one of my fishing shirts that you took.
Dude.
That's actually cool. Actually, now you look like an actual fisherman.
Yeah, that's an antique now.
I got some solid
antique
on.
now. That was cool.
Costa Rica.
Yeah,
cool.
It was awesome. And then I definitely want to. If I go back, I'm going back to Costa de Palos and staying with them again.
Have you been practicing your Spanish at all?
A little bit. I got this new job, and I'm working at a custom cabinet shop. So I'm building cabinets. I'd say almost everybody there is Mexican, and they're hilarious. So I try as much as I can. And some of the guys just think I'm dumb and they don't like me. But then there's some other guys who like think I'm like amazing and love practicing with me, and they think I'm just hilarious. There's fun guys. They're not jerks. So, I get to practice a lot, but it's still just like stupid words and not really learning anything.
Yeah,
and speaking of Spanish, now we have our Spanish word of the day segment. We got an interesting one today. I don't think I've ever heard this. So the Spanish word of the day today is mejenga, which means a pickup soccer game. And there were tons of those in Costa Rica. So let's talk about that. Pickup soccer game in Costa Rica. I feel like we had quite a few, didn't we?
Jed, were you a big fan of the soccer or not really?
I was a big fan of the soccer, dude. I love soccer.
That's hype. That was like one of my favorite things about Port.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just remember before I came though, I thought that there was going to be a ministry for soccer.
Dude, same.
I was
ready to do that.
And then I was talking to John. I was like, "Oh no, we stopped doing that like a couple of years ago," which it made sense for the reasons because there were people just like stealing stuff. It's
yeah.
Like, oh, yeah.
No, it was fun when we had the neighborhood kids over to play soccer though.
Dude, that
was such a peak soccer memory.
Yeah, actually, no, that was a ton of fun.
Where are you right now, Luke?
I'm in Victoria.
Yeah, at college.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. No, it's pretty nice. But I'm close to you, so we gotta.
Yeah, that's hype actually.
I got
Jed.
Yeah.
How's work and stuff been going? Fill us in on that.
Yeah, dude, it's been going good. I've probably been working there for like 7 months.
Nah.
And
There's actually no way you just dropped that.
I've been working there for actually though, like probably 6 to 7 months. No, but actually, I don't know. So yeah, but
I have to take that off the pod now.
yeah, I know. No, dude, it's going good. They definitely think it's kind of difficult because I absolutely love that job and I'm learning a lot. It's like 2 minutes away from my house, which is also kind of why I looked into working there. First off, I walked in before I even had the job. I walked in to like go to meet people and like try and apply, right? See if they were hiring. And I walk in and there's no one there. And I stood there for like 10 minutes. No one's there. No one's coming up I'm ringing the bell and everything and nobody's coming up. So I walk out. I go around back of the warehouse. I hop up in through the the loading dock and I just walk in and I go over and I find some Mexican dude. I'm like, where is the boss? Like, where's the guy? And I go over and I find him and I introduce myself and kind of literally just gave me a little interview there. He was like, clean driving record? I'm like, yep. He's like, you do drugs? I'm like, nope. And he's like, you a hard worker? Can you use a measuring tape? I'm like, yep. He's like, okay, come, you filled this out. Come tomorrow, give it to me. And like, and we'll see when to start you. And I'm like, awesome. So started working there. They filled me in on everything. They like immediately kind of put me in. When I first started, I was really nervous all the time because they were having me do things I didn't know how to do. Some of the things I was kind of just like, yep, I can do it. And I would try my best. And like, sometimes I mess up and I'd look like a fool. Other times I would just I'd figure it out. But finally, I know I could do everything in there. I started out building cabinets to the point where like I go to work and I just build cabinets and I'm doing every single thing that all these other guys have been doing for years. So I think there's obviously still things I need to ask questions on, but I've kind of learned like most things in that shop. But yeah, we just had layoffs and I feel kind of bad because they laid off a couple guys. I also don't feel bad because I feel good about myself. They didn't lay me off, right? And I'm a new dude. I'm new. And my boss comes over and he starts talking to me. He's like, he told me why. He was like, I didn't lay you off because you could do everything in here as good or better than those guys that we laid off. And they'd been there for a while. He said he wants more people kind of that can do everything rather than just one thing.
I feel like learning by doing is definitely like the best way to actually pick something up. I found that with my job too. I was kind of the same thing. I'd be like, yeah, I know how to do that, even though I didn't know how to do it. And then I'd try it and then I'd either like get it and be like, sweet, that worked, or I wouldn't. And it'd be like, yeah, I look like an idiot. Yeah. But you learn things faster. And it's cool that, you pick stuff up so fast and then you're keeping the job when others aren't. That's pretty sweet.
Are you still going to be doing making the trails and stuff?
This last summer, I did some of that with my job, which was pretty sweet because, the days when you're just in the woods, you're just building trail, it's pretty hard to beat. But that was maybe like a third of what I was doing over the summer. And there's a lot more other like boring work.
Yeah.
Still a bit. So that's cool.
That's good.
Jed, I don't know if we've asked this already. What's your funniest moment from Loki? You could probably pick one from both semesters.
Okay. Sam left again. He couldn't control himself. And then
Sam's done.
Shoot, dude.
That's fine if you don't have one for second semester.
I mean, yeah, second semester. I can't remember on the top of my head. I'd say,
no,
fine.
You
guys already talked about it. I've seen edits. That first trip to Manuel Antonio, dude, with Luke. That was hilarious.
The gecko in the box.
This will take 2 seconds. Stay right there. Hey.
That's so funny.
Look at this little fricker, dude.
The bearded dragon.
Dude,
I
what?
got a bearded dragon, man.
Sick.
Yeah.
Have you put him in a bottle yet?
No. Not yet.
Cute little bearded dragon. That's awesome.
Hey, respond in the chat. What should I name him?
Actually, do you know, is it a he?
I don't know yet.
Not sure.
No, I'm not
So
sure.
it could be a guy or a girl's name.
Yeah. It could be guys or a girl.
You have to name him the name with like the most reactions though. Someone will put it in and then if it gets the most reactions, that has to be the name. Okay. We have a question from the audience again.
Awesome.
This one is from Emily. And she wants to know, which Bible character do you aspire to be like?
Judas.
Dude,
Whoa.
what just happened?
Okay.
Just kidding.
Hey, that's a hot take. That's our newest hot take.
Yeah. Barabbas.
That's a crazy hot take.
Barabbas.
Dude, I don't know.
It's a loaded question.
No,
Could definitely.
I mean, obviously Jesus, but kind of, I don't know who if I would inspire to be like. I think, one thing I really liked was like when like John the Baptist was like he who Jesus loves, or like he, right? I thought that was kind of cool, but I don't really know who I would inspire to like.
It was
be
like
I
an
think
Old
any
Testament.
of a lot of the disciples, I'd say, just like I don't know. Good question though.
It is. It's something to think about. Everyone can think about that and then act accordingly.
I think I would take multiple things from multiple different people, and just be like, I need to do better at this, where this guy was really good. This guy was really
That's fair.
steadfast in this, and I'm not, or something.
Yeah.
So we have another question here from Julia, and Julia asks, "Are you still thinking about doing real estate?" And she also wants to know what songs you've had on repeat recently.
Dude, fire. That is such a good. Okay. Yes, I am gonna still do real estate, hopefully. Jeez, so on top of this job that I have right now, I want a gym membership, right? I want one, but I don't want to pay for it. So in high school, I was a lifeguard at the YMCA.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured I'm like, yo, I'll go back and I'll do it again. So this past week, I've been at the YMCA till like 9 o'clock at night doing trainings, and I'm renewing all my like certifications. And I'm gonna be a lifeguard again, and I'll get the free membership.
You're gonna have 2 jobs.
I'll get a free membership though. I'll probably work like twice a week if I wanted to.
Yeah.
You know, I can do whatever I want, so it's cool.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, but I want to be an electrician. That's my end goal. That's what I want to do as for a career. It's going good. I did my interview. I did everything, and I ranked good on my interview. So it could be any day now that I get a call.
Nice.
But
what about music?
Let's look at this music, dude. Let's look. Oh, dude, I have been into kind of like, I don't know what kind of a rock it would be. It's kind of more like maybe like a grunge almost. I feel like Deftones, bro. All the time, Deftones. Me and Daniel went to a Deftones concert when I got back from Port, dude.
I saw the videos from that.
Yeah.
That looked sick.
It was insane. Me and Daniel, we just drove down, and yeah, that night we drove Deftones, the most craziest my first concert. But honestly, I think probably one of the most craziest experiences I've ever had. People were punching, like knocking out people. There were like whole like wall of death type stuff. Like people lined up and then just charge and brawl. It was
crazy.
It was crazy. But I've been listening to a lot of Don Toliver. I've been listening to the song Nutshell. It's by Alice in Chains.
Okay. What genre is that?
It's kind of like
it's like grunge, isn't it?
Kind of like grunge rock. Yeah.
Alice in Chains.
And I've been listening to a lot of Creed.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, that's good stuff. I like that. Represent Canada,
You
good
like
old Creed, eh?
Creed? He's from Canada, huh? I'm gonna stop listening to that fool. Oh my god.
Wow.
Okay.
Some disrespect to the Canadians.
I see how it is.
Just kidding. It's good music.
Dude,
it is
listen
good.
to Nickelback instead then.
Yeah, go take your Nickelback. We don't want it.
I listen to Nickelback.
Yeah, there you go.
Dude, but no, I love Creed, dude. Creed's like one of my favorites.
It's awesome.
Well, we do have another hot take. This one is actually from Maxon, and his hot take is Crocs are an essential outdoor footwear item.
Bro, that's not a hot take.
I will tell you right now, actually.
That's what's in the script.
That is fact.
I will tell you right now, I put on a pair of Crocs today, my old Crocs, and I walked outside, and it's raining here. It's a little muddy, it's raining. And I walked out, and I come back in, my socks are completely drenched. So
honestly, I need to get myself some Crocs.
So they suck. Okay, bro, I got Boston clogs, like the Birkenstocks from Winners, like the fake ones, for $50. They're just as good as the $200 version, and they were like 1/4 the price.
I'm gonna have to get.
They're like so good. I would recommend, guys. They're good shoes because you can wear them for anything.
Are they waterproof?
Cover your toe. Well, no, but they're leather.
Yeah.
So I guess kind of. Like they'll keep your toes dry. They're a good shoe.
Keep your dogs warm.
Would recommend. What about the question from Kai?
Oh, I'll answer this one, dude.
You will? I don't know if you will. This is like, honestly, I want to hear your thoughts on this because I think we've all been wondering like what caused it. But Kai's question is, what influenced you to wreak havoc on April Fool's Day?
What influenced me?
Why?
Probably
Why did you do that?
bunch of the unchecked sin. that I had in my life at the time.
Wow.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yep. Just taking it out on everyone
That's
and
deep.
everybody around me. And
I think that's what Maxon wants to hear. He wants to feel validated.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Max
I
is still recovering from that.
honestly, I felt bad. I didn't mean to hurt Maxon like that, dude. I didn't mean to, dude. I
Taking
really
his door
didn't.
off.
Dude, it was to the point where he was just, I'd say, just like an utter depression. It was horrible.
Dude, and that was
Yeah.
the same day as all the volleyball stuff too. So it was like it
Yeah,
just
he
kept
was-
getting worse for him.
Poor Maxon, bro. It was
Hey,
a rough day for him.
it
He
was
was
a
getting
ru-
attacked
oh,
that day.
I remember though, some of those new guys, I don't know, they were like, "Are you Jed?" And I'm like, "Yes." And they're like, "We heard that you're doing pranks." And I'm like, "I am." They were like, "Do you have any tape?" And I'm like, "Yes." And I gave them some tape and they started going around and they started pranking. They started putting tape on the water faucets. So when you turn them on, to just shoot at you and stuff, dude. Those guys were, I loved them.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Those guys were cool.
I remember my big prank for April Fools was to switch the skim milk powder for flour. And I thought that I would get everyone. And then no one fell for it. Everyone was like, "That's obviously flour." I was like, "What? They're both like white powders. How do you know the difference?"
Yeah.
But I didn't get anyone. I thought I was funny, but I wasn't.
That would have been good.
It would have been.
One of my favorite things was just hearing about how I would wake up in the morning and then Luke would be like, "You said some crazy things last night."
Bro,
I
first of-
loved,
That was wild.
you would hit the board though that was between us. You would like hit it in the middle of the night and bump it. And you would
Oh, really?
talk too all the time.
What?
I would try and talk back. I would just be like, "Yeah, are you there?"
I would talk in my sleep.
You would talk in your sleep, yeah.
Bro, this is news. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you would.
Dude, Jed, you were the biggest sleep talker. Let's talk. We have to talk about that first night experience for Daniel Glock, your roommate, with you screaming at him in your sleep.
Well, I
Get the F out
cussed,
of my
right? I
room.
would. Didn't I say like get the F out or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, in your sleep
Daniel Glock. was
on the
just like,
first
"What?"
night.
I miss that
Poor
guy,
guy.
dude. I need to call him.
That's so funny.
That was the
Alright.
best thing ever, dude.
Best thing ever. Fair enough.
All right, so I guess we're kind of getting wrapped up here. We've been going for about just under an hour now. So
Yeah.
but before we wrap up, anything you would like to say to the audience before we sign off? And do you have any prayer requests? That's what we like to kind of end things with.
Sure. I'll start with prayer requests. I'll end on a good note. So my mom's cousin gave birth to her baby, but it was a little like premature, and it's kind of, we don't know what's gonna happen right now. So I'd say pray for the baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's having like some like difficult things, I guess. Like it has like some complications. I'd say just continue to pray for like me and my dad's relationship. We're working on I got a truck and we're working on the truck right now, and I can kind of get like, we can get pissed off at each other doing that truck. So, but other than that, I think everything's pretty good.
Awesome.
Something to say to the audience? I don't know. I wish we were still at port. What? I want to go
Real.
back or
Dude,
something.
Yeah, that's
That
so
is how we're
valid.
ending the episode right there. It's just gonna cut off. It's gonna be like, "I wish we were still at port," and it's just gonna end.
Yeah, dude, that's the best
And
thing.
it's just gonna be like, "Oh, you're gonna get everyone."
Dude, we need to do that.
That's great. Daniel, make a note for the editor.
All right, I guess that's it then.
I wish
That
we were
is it.
still at port. I love you guys so much. I miss you.
Good talking to you.
Good talking
I love
to you
hearing
guys.
your stories. I love that fishing story. I hadn't heard that. I was like so.
Yeah, that
focused.
was such a good story. You're good at telling
Yeah.
those stories.
Thank you.
Awesome.
It's gonna be a good
Well,
one. Boys, it's good to talk
yeah.
to y'all.
thank you, Jed.
I'm gonna go
Thanks
have
for
some
coming
pumpkin pie. Some eggnog.
on. Lucky dog. Okay.
Later.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Bye.